Welcome into the Joy to the World podcast, the show that celebrates the good in humanity and highlights those who bring joy to their world. Now give it up for your host, Joy.
So we're here with Amy Hein, the president of Lake County 4-H.
Yes.
So we're just coming here to talk about, we want to educate everybody on, why they should be involved in 4-H, all the new things you have in 4-H. I don't know. There's so much I love about 4-H, but I know there's new programs in 4-H too.
Yes, I absolutely love the 4-H program. I donate a lot of my time to the 4-H program in Lake County. But no matter which county you're in or what state you're in, everybody has a 4-H program. And I think there's no better organization for kids. There are so many opportunities. 4-H has a stigma that it's all farm kids, and it couldn't be further from the truth. In Lake County, we actually have more non-farm kids than we do farm kids. There are projects for whatever you want to do. You can bake and sew traditional ways, but we have Legos, we have small engines. There is tractor driving, which is basically driving lawnmowers. There is woodworking, electric, any craft under the sun that you can come up with. And if we don't already have the category, there's a project called Basic Craft Other that we throw everything that doesn't have a category in. Lake County this past year, we removed the requirements for the number of projects. You used to only be able to do one sewing project or one foods project. Now you can do as many as you want in any category as long as it's not the same thing. So you could make 3 pies as long as they're all not apple.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
So you could do before baking and cooking. No, wait, bake. Yeah.
Yeah, baking, there's different divisions. It's all based, every project, there's different divisions based off age. We have what we call our building projects, which would be your arts and crafts, your woodworking and all that. And then we have the barns, and that is where all your livestock is. But in the animal projects, people probably think of cows and pigs and that type of stuff. We have a small animal project, which is your guinea pigs, gerbils.
I had rabbits.
Rabbits is a project.
Rabbits are different too, because then there's show rabbits and then there's the meat rabbit.
Yes, and there's also a companion rabbit now, which is like your rabbits that are kept in houses in subdivisions for those kids. They have the cat project, the dog project, and if you take the dog project, there's a 6-week obedience thing to teach you and your dog how to behave. There's aquatic science, which is your fish tanks. There's the reptiles. I know someone had a bearded dragon at the fair.
Wow.
As far as animals, we have a spot for anything, whether you live in a subdivision or on a farm. Also, Lake County is unique because we don't have very many farms left in Lake County. So those that are left, a lot of them have opened their barn doors. And there are quite a few kids that show animals that don't live on a farm, but that keep animals at other people's houses so that they get the...
I gotcha. So if you leasing a horse or...
Lease a horse, lease a cow.
Oh, gotcha.
Buy a pig and keep it at someone else's house. There's just lots of good things. I've never met a kid that didn't get something out of 4-H.
Well, back in the day when I was doing the horse and pony, that was so much fun. And I don't think people understand after you get done showing, there was the fun days. We had the, the costume contest.
Yes.
And all of that.
We have a costume contest the first night of the fair. Heidi and Amber run that. They do a great job. And all the kids, any animal you have, you can dress up in a costume. We do a barn battle competition, which is kind of like field days in the school, the last day of the fair, with an ice cream sundae bar for the kids. Just tug of war, water balloons, all that fun stuff. We do a 4-H dance during the fair, so all the kids can come and bust a move. There's a lot of little kids. A lot of little kids this year. They taught me some line dancing. There's just so many different opportunities for projects. And what a lot of people don't know about 4-H is there are so many scholarship opportunities, so many trip opportunities, so many workshop opportunities, and most of it, probably 95%, is fully funded through the 4-H program. So when I was in 4-H, they still do this trip, but there's a Washington focused trip, and you go for 7 days to Washington, D.C. with a delegation from Indiana. So you meet kids from all over the state. It's all high school kids, and you get to go out there and have guided tours over all things Washington, D.C. And it's over the 4th of July time frame. And I got, when I was 16, to watch the fireworks from the lawn of the White House, which
Wow.
to this day I still think is pretty cool. I know we have a girl from Lowell, actually, that was just a dairy ambassador, and they took them all to Canada.
Oh, wow. So when they get a trip like that, the trip is paid for, just there's probably just a little things that need to be paid for.
Like we do 4-H camp. It's for all members 3rd through 6th grade. I think the parents pay a $25 deposit, possibly.
Oh, so what?
And to register for 4-H, I guess I should have started with that. Mini 4-H is kindergarten through 2nd, and regular 4-H is 3rd through senior year.
Okay.
And the regular 4-H has a $15 fee to join, which is a lot cheaper than most sports and
Is that fee per
extracurriculars.
year?
Per year.
Okay.
And there is financial assistance available. We do scholarships if people can't cover anything.
And how many, well, there's 2 questions I'll have. How many 4-H groups are here in Lake County or in Lowell?
In Lowell, right now, there's 3 clubs.
Okay.
There is Shelby Ag, the Prime Beef Makers, and the Prairie Pioneers. They're all Lowell-centered. In Lake County, there's about 25. They're all spread throughout. I have no idea how many are in the state, but every county has multiples.
So there's a lot in this area.
There
to
is a
get
lot. And if you go on Purdue's Facebook page for Lake County 4-H, you can see a list of the clubs, when they meet, what times. Our club meets once a month on Tuesdays. I know the other 2 Lowell clubs meet once a month
And
as
which
well.
one's your club?
Well, I'm in Shelby Ag,
Okay.
but they're all great.
And then the other one was, we were talking about, there is a couple new projects for
Yes.
like a stem cell.
Yes, the
Not stem
4-H.
cell.
Lynn Wozniewski.
A STEM program.
Yeah. Lynn with 4-H started a STEM center in the 4-H building during the fair. So if you came through, you could see and participate in the STEM center. But there's lots of, they're called 4-H Spark Clubs. And the Spark Clubs are just a short 6-8 week program to spark interest in a certain area of 4-H. And right now they're working on a bridge building Spark Club. So kids are building model bridges, and they're going to take them to IU and put weights to them and see how much force they can take to see what good bridges are made of in the area. They have Spark Clubs under everything. 4-H also has the Juntos project. Jennifer, our extension agent's real big with that. That's at River Forest High School, and it's with the Hispanic community, bringing 4-H to them. They also have projects going on in Gary, just bridging the gap. Some 4-H clubs meet at schools during the school day.
Oh, that's
Others
cool.
meet after school.
And I don't think a lot of people understand, a lot of these projects are done before the fair.
Yes.
So I think
Everything
people's concept is
done-
only done at the fair, and that's not
Yes.
true.
And the 4-H calendar year starts October 1st, so sign-ups for the next upcoming year will start after October 1st. But there is sports that they can do, a sporting project. There is a fishing. You can go to the fishing tournaments. There is electrical, woodworking. There's just whatever your heart desires. There's exploring through books and movies, where you read a book of your choice and write a book report about it. A lot of the projects you could complete 4-H just by doing your normal schoolwork.
I just don't think people understand what a inexpensive, amazing experience this is, and
Yes.
how you get to know people. Like when I was young, it was just, I couldn't wait to get to our meetings so I could see my friends.
Yes.
I couldn't wait to do the projects we were doing, all the community service they had us
Mm-hmm.
do too. I mean, we really had a lot of fun. So I think that people, like you said, an inexpensive thing to do.
And just the trips all summer long, there's lots of trips Purdue is the university that backs 4-H in Indiana. Every state has a university that backs them, and Purdue is ours. And just the trips that they do down to Purdue all summer long for 2-3 day workshops, conferences, and the behind the scenes stuff they get to do at a top-notch university
Well,
down
because
there.
it's not just fun; it's educational too.
It is.
So it's serving multiple
And
purposes.
I did go to Purdue, so I'm a little biased to Purdue. But when I left high school and went down to Purdue, I had been there so many times. I wasn't lost. And I had so many 4-H friends from all around the state that we all went and you got to hang out again on a more permanent basis. But the friendships you make, the opportunities you get, there are so many scholarship opportunities, not just in Lake County, but there are several Lake County kids right now winning state and national scholarships for very
Well,
significant
for many different
amounts.
reasons, yeah. And then
We've had 2 Lilly Endowment scholarship winners out of the 4-H program the last 2 years.
which I don't, again, I don't think people are educated in knowing that. So I think
Yeah.
this is a great opportunity to let them know, because if they get them involved, this is a great time to learn that if you get involved now, by the time, let's say you get involved and you're in 8th, 9th grade, well, by
Yeah.
the time you're a senior,
Yes, the
you,
public speaking opportunities,
Yes,
the
to get
public
comfortable.
demonstrations, just to get comfortable. If I hadn't had 4-H, I speak on Indiana 105 daily during the fair to kind of give a 4-H update. And if I hadn't had all the years of 4-H public speaking, that probably would have terrified me. It
Yeah.
probably terrified me coming here today. But it becomes second nature, and I did sewing projects. I did foods. I used to make baskets, all the arts and crafts, and I showed all the animals too. But I think 4-H just makes kids well-rounded, responsible, and there's rules. And 4-H is different because you do get graded in place. There is a first place and a last
Right.
place. Not everybody gets a
oh
participation.
no, there was competition. Let me
Yes.
tell you.
But we, right now, I think the group is a smaller group than previous decades, but I think they're a mighty group. They're very capable kids. I'd bet money on a 4-H kid any day to
Well, I
be
just think it
successful later.
teaches you multiple things, in my
Yes.
opinion, because I don't want to be. I just want to work as hard as I can, or I shouldn't say now, but when I was back then, I wanted to work extra hard, and then I would put extra time into it because I knew who my competitors were, so I would work harder and harder and
Yeah.
harder. And then if I worked my hardest and still only got second place, I knew I did my best, but it did make
Exactly.
us work harder. In fact, the other day I just ran into somebody that we always showed horses against each other in 4-H, and after we hadn't seen each other, whatever, let's say 40 years. But the things that we remember is being at the horse
you
farm
don't remember if you got
all the
first
time.
or
And
last.
we don't, but we do remember competing
remember
against
the
each
water
other.
fights
No, we
and
remember the water fights because had our horses tied up, and that's the
Yep.
first thing we said was, like hosing each other down versus the horses.
Yep.
But that was the fun part.
Or every couple years, there's a pretty good storm that rolls
Oh
through.
yeah. Oh, I
But-
remember the mud being this thick, and we were because that was the costume contest,
Yeah.
and the mud was so thick, and we could hardly walk through it. And so instead of using our good costumes, we dressed up as silly things and went out there and just had fun.
Aw. Well, I'm going to brag on the 4-H kids for a moment this year. 4-H partners with Farm Credit across the state, and all 92 counties get the opportunity to participate in the Stock the Trailer event. And what you do is you collect food and non-perishables for local food banks during your county fair. Last year we got second in the state, and I think that left a little bit of a salty taste maybe. But,
It's a
this year-
competition.
yes, it is a competition. This year Lake County went above and beyond, and we collected a little over 75,000 pounds of
Oh my
goods
gosh.
that we donated to 22 food pantries here.
Well,
in
that's right,
Northwest
because then
Indiana.
you and I were texting that one night of getting some more to these other local food
Yes,
pantries
'cause
that were
we
here
had
in
so
town.
much.
Yeah,
Our
I'm like, I
places-
got a place for you.
Yeah.
Get it?
So they did win in the state. Second place had 24,000, but as a state, Indiana collected 208,000 pounds of food, which
Isn't
is
that
just
amazing?
amazing. And it was all over the state. It was 42 counties participated.
That's
so
awesome.
we'll get to do some good things with the prize money to help more kids.
And now, a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
Looking to update your floors with something fresh, durable, and beautiful? Look no further than Lowell Carpet and Coverings, your hometown flooring expert since 1996. Located right in the heart of downtown at 317 East Commercial Avenue in Lowell. Our family-owned and operated business has been helping neighbors just like you find perfect flooring for their families. Whether you're after plush carpet, stylish vinyl, or classic hardwood, we'll guide you every step of the way, from product education to expert installation. At Lowell Carpet and Coverings, your satisfaction is our satisfaction. That's our promise to the community for nearly 30 years. Stop in today and see why we're known for being stable, helpful, and proudly community involved. Lowell Carpet and Coverings, flooring done right by people who care.
Thank you for sponsoring the show. And now, let's get back into the episode.
Speaking of food, at the barns, you guys do feed the kids how many meals?
We do.
And it's just for the livestock barns? Okay.
7 breakfast and 5 dinners. We feed the livestock families, including horse and pony, for the fair, just to take one thing off the family's plate.
But then, but again, it gets them to get together and talk and
yes,
not
the conversations had and the friendships made over breaking bread, per se, are immeasurable. And after breakfast in the mornings, you constantly see a pickup game of football or a serious game of Uno going on. But I think that's really
important, especially nowadays, is to have friendships and be kind to one another versus being
and a lot of these
kids,
because they're from all over. There's quite a few Lowell kids, but there's Hebron and DeMont, Crown Point, Griffith, Highland, and you don't get to see each other on the daily basis, especially the younger ones that don't have driver's license yet. But you get to make good, lasting friendships. And I think it's really great right now. There's quite a few showing right now that are their parents all showed with me or my brothers, and it's like round 2, but the kids are all still friends. And it's my nephew and his good buddy Owen. I call him Greg and Steven 2.0, but it's nice to see the next generation of
and like you said,
kids.
You're letting the whole family come in, so it's not so if they have
and
younger
our
siblings
sponsors
or whatever
get to come that night. If they have younger siblings or older siblings, we're just one big family,
which
down
is awesome.
It's been a very good thing. It's no matter who won in the ring that day, you all sit down and eat dinner together or have breakfast.
Well,
the
and
next
it's nice
morning.
sometimes for everybody to say congratulations on your win.
Yes.
You know, because you need to hear it from your peer.
And we have a great fair board right now that is very pro 4-H, very supportive of 4-H. They have a new publicity girl. She does an excellent job promoting on the on the Fair Board website, like what 4-H is doing and where you can find us that day. But the 4-H is so much more than the 10 days of the Lake County Fair.
Oh gosh,
It is 365 days of good times. I know in our club this past year we made candy cane wreaths for the local nursing home, and it is September, and I know some people still have them up because they didn't want to take them down because a kid gave them to them. We took the kids ice skating this year. I know our junior leader organization, which is the high school and middle school kids, they can go do an additional meeting a month. That group has done some majorly fun things. They've gone to Indiana Beach and Deep River, and again, most if not all is through fundraising efforts of the adults, grants, scholarships, and just community donations in general. There's been a lot of local businesses that will always have my business because they do support the kids and do support our not-for-profit. And it's just, I don't know how you could go wrong with putting your kid in 4-H.
No.
There's so much to gain, whatever their interest is. And I know there's a stigma that it's animals and farm kids, but it couldn't be further from the truth.
No, I went with my snickerdoodles years ago, and then I still cook them, and my lasagna. So I was like, but I knew that from what I remember years ago, because I'm really, really old, is that we had to cook all of our food way ahead of time.
Yes.
So it had nothing to do with the
building,
fair per se.
If you ever walk through the 4-H building, all those projects are judged mid-July.
Yes.
And kept over. But
Because,
even in the foods project, there is actual regular baking. Then there's microwave cooking, where you make different dishes in the microwave. But that's a very big thing right now. Our county
but they're teaching them
something
because maybe you don't want your child getting home from school and using the stove or the oven.
Exactly.
So microwaving is better.
Yes. A lot of counties have a grilling project. Then there's food preservation, which is frozen and canning. And,
that's really smart.
When I say 4-H really has something for everyone, it truly does.
So again, let's reiterate. October 1st is when they should
Yep.
start registering with these. What is the best way for people to find a 4-H group?
You can go on our Facebook page. It's Purdue Extension Lake County. You can Google Purdue Extension Lake County and pull up this county's website. Purdue Extension is also much more than just 4-H. It's soil and water, master gardeners, homemakers. There's lots of different divisions of Purdue Extension. Their office is located in front of the government center off Main Street in Crown Point. You're always more than welcome to stop by, or you can also call the 4-H office and they will point you in the right direction. Their number is 219-755-3240, and Roz, Jennifer, Julie, Casey, any of them up there will be more than willing to point you in the right direction. But there is a club close to you in Lake County, I can guarantee that.
Well, that's awesome.
Hobart, Maryville, St. John, Cedar Lake.
Well, and I just want everybody to know what a great opportunity it would be for anybody to get into it. Inexpensive, lots to do, lots of projects, and I just think kids would love being with other kids and the families interacting
Well, and
with
even
them.
if there's something that you want to try, before you invest a whole bunch of money in trying a new craft or something, they have a lot of workshops. I know a big popular workshop right now is the leather craft, where they make stamp out leather.
Oh.
So before you buy all the tools and stuff, maybe just
Try it out.
the leather craft workshop. They have a huge following right now in the sewing. They have sewing club.
Well, I'm
once
sure
a
people
month.
have hand-me-down stuff too.
And they provide the sewing machines and everything. So maybe before you go out and buy a sewing machine or
Right,
whatnot,
try it
they
out.
do food preservation workshops. There is a sports fishing tournament. Just lots of stuff. Well, thank you so much, Joy, for having me today.
Well,
I feel so privileged to get on the Joy to the World podcast.
Well, I'm just happy you said yes.
Yeah.
But no, I just wanted to tell everybody, because it's close to my heart. 4-H has always been close to my heart. So I just wanted you to update on what happened from the last 45 years I lost from being involved in it. But I just think that all the new programs are amazing. I love being a part of it. I love being a sponsor for it. I don't know. I just like everything about
Yeah,
it. So
4-H
thank
has
you
a
for
lot to
re-educating me on everything. So maybe we'll do this next year, the year after, when like some new programs come about.
Yes.
Or
4-H
just a
is
friendly
ever
reminder to
changing.
tell everybody.
Ever changing. They're
Yeah.
always trying to.
We'll keep up with what's going on.
Yes.
Because you have to stay.
There's a computer programming and gaming project.
See.
And 40 years ago, that wasn't
that did
a
not
project.
exist. There was no computers when I was in 4-H.
Yeah. There is so much that the program has to offer, top to bottom, young and old.
There you go. All right. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to another episode of the Joy to the World podcast. Be sure to follow us on Spotify and click that subscribe button on YouTube. Tune in next week to meet another person bringing joy to their world.